The NBA's All-Star teams officially unveiled tonight, and for the Sacramento Kings, a mixed bag. They have their first All-Star since the 2016-17 season. Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox did not make the team. I'm Deuce Mason, that's Morgan, Reagan, and Mo. We just got done watching the reaction on TNT. Charles Barkley saying that he was very surprised that Fox did not make it. Neither did Aaron Gordon.
Nope.
Neither did Anthony Edwards in the West, the reserve. Sabonis, Ja Morant, SGA, Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., Paul George, and Damian Lillard.
Congrats to all of them, first of all, because I think that's one of the worst things that people do right away is you try to tear down the ones that made it. But he did this, when really all great choices. But because we're obviously NBA fans, we get to break it down and have fun with it.
So I will say this before we totally dive in and talk about the Fox element. We got to talk about Sabonis. Sabonis deserves a lot of credit here because you got to remember a year ago. The trade happens just about a year ago. A lot of people slamming the Kings, and here, his first full year in Sacramento. The Kings are the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. 8 games above 500, playing the best basketball that they have played in years. The number 1 offense in the NBA. Sabonis gets there for the 3rd time. Meanwhile, the other player in the trade, Tyrese Halliburton, makes the team in the Eastern Conference, which is a huge accomplishment and something that we were just talking about a few minutes ago. Like, I know the Pacers were excited to get Tyrese Halliburton. I know they felt like he could be an all-star in the future, like no doubt about it. I don't know that they thought he would be one in his first full year there. That's big-time stuff for Tyrese Halliburton, so congratulations to him. Sabonis, 48 games with the Kings. He's playing hurt right now, averaging just under 19 points a game, 12.4 rebounds, 7 assists on 61% shooting, 37% from 3, 74% from the free throw line.
Oh, he's playing like an all-star. I mean, like an all-NBA player, truly. The dominance he has been showing, not only with this team being a great teammate, but I just think when you look at the league and you look at that position and how he has evolved with the modern day NBA, being able to not only starting to develop that outside shot more and more, but really showing the importance and the impact he can make as a passing big, as a playmaker. It's been incredible just putting him not only in a pick and roll, any type of dribble handoff. It's just so impactful.
He's been outstanding.
Yeah.
He's playing at an all-NBA level, and he has transformed the Kings culture with his play. It's cool that he's getting acknowledged, going to be able to play in Salt Lake City for the NBA's All-Star game. Now, on the flip side, I think we walked in today feeling pretty good that De'Aaron Fox would be on the All-Star team. He does not make this list, and I think we were all wondering, okay, if he doesn't make it, who does he go in for? There is still a pathway to sound like John King on CNN.
There's still a path.
There's still a path. If Zion Williamson does not play in this game, he's a starter, Adam Silver can pick a replacement player from the Western Conference. You have to think De'Aaron Fox would be a prime candidate for that.
Prime candidate.
There are others in there.
Aaron Gordon.
Anthony Edwards, possibly. But I think De'Aaron Fox, look, he's played at an all-star level. And I think if anyone watches the NBA on a regular basis, people who watch the Kings games, you have seen his development, not only from the win total, but it's what he's doing out there on the floor. Like, he used to be a guy who would just get up and down the floor, try to attack. His shooting, his mid-range stuff is elite right now. In 47 games for the Sacramento Kings, 24 points a game, 6 assists, 4.3 rebounds, and a steal, 50% shooting from the field, 33% from 3, 79% from the free throw line.
What's been so great about his game, too, I think when you look at some of the All-Stars, SGA, Ja Morant, every time we're breaking down their game, it's, they're the amount of, they're such a threat, right? The dominance that they show when they have the ball in their hands. Like, they're just such a big part of the identity of the team. And I think when you look at De'Aaron Fox, he truly is that, no doubt, for the Kings. But then when you get into that fourth quarter, there's almost no stopping him. He could point to a spot on the floor and he could tell you, I'm going to shoot a mid-range jumper in your face right there. And the defender could know, and he could still somehow execute making that shot. His shot making ability has just been incredible, but especially late in games.
I think one thing we always talk about when we have these conversations, when it comes to the All-Star game, there's so many fans that say, no, this guy should be in. Okay, then who do you take out? So my question, based on the reserves that we learned tonight in the Western Conference, John Morant, we all agree he's in.
Yeah.
Sabonis, 100%. Yeah. SGA, yes. Paul George, Dame, Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., the last one. What jumps out to you? Is Jaren Jackson Jr. the biggest surprise? Because he is for me, playing 35 games this year.
I'm with you. He is for me as well. And again, this is not taking any knocks off of someone who has helped his squad become number 2 in the Western Conference, a guy who is up for Defensive Player of the Year. He has so many great things about him and his game. But you look at the amount of games he missed. You look at the minutes played for him as well. A lot of times he can't stay in a game because he's getting in foul trouble, right? So that's when they depend on the rest of their squad in Memphis. So that would be the only guy that I would really question. Paul George was that fringe guy for me.
Played 37 games,
exactly.
But that's still a pretty significant amount.
I mean, talk about a guy that points to a spot on the court and says, I'm going to make the shot there.
Yeah.
Like, he does that at such a high level while being able to defend on the other end of the floor. I think a little bit of a reputation thing and what he's done in his career has to do a little bit too with being in this spot. But yeah, I would say Jaren Jackson Jr., if I had to pick one, would be like, my guy that's out.
Also, like, it's not to take anything away from Jaren Jackson Jr. because his shot blocking,
it's elite.
His game has been really big. It's been crucial for Memphis. And when he's healthy out there, he's a really talented player. I think when I heard on the TNT broadcast, they went to another Memphis Grizzly player. I'm like, who's that going to be?
I was thinking Desmond Bane.
Desmond Bane. I know he didn't play enough. Jaren Jackson. Yeah. I think the one good thing that the coaches didn't do, you didn't hear Anthony Davis or Devin Booker or Kawhi Leonard, all guys that are supremely talented. But, we're talking about 28, 29 games played. I think if you're De'Aaron Fox tonight, you're probably going, what am I supposed to do to make an all-star team? Because all I heard was, hey, you get numbers, but you got to win. He's getting numbers. He's been more efficient than ever. His team is winning. They've been winning most of the year. You don't get in. It's got to be frustrating. Also, big picture, I mean, he's missing tomorrow's game against the Indiana Pacers. Personal reasons, people assuming because his wife is about to give birth. Maybe. Who knows what's happening? But maybe you've got bigger things to worry about. But I don't know. I hope that if Zion misses the game, Adam Silver does the right thing and puts him in.
Well, what if he goes with Aaron Gordon, though? I think that's another guy that you look at where they are in the Western Conference.
If it's Aaron Gordon, then Fox is never going to get in. I don't know what else you're supposed to do.
It could be that Mike Conley-like situation where it's you play so much of your career, you have so many great years, but then there's just someone else that is going to get in that spot before you. I don't know. I
think when things are this close, like if I'm looking at Jaren Jackson, De'Aaron Fox, okay? Jaren Jackson, when he's Fox has played 12 more games. I think that matters.
It does matter.
I think 12 more games matters, and that's where I'm at. I'm not trying to get angry about this because, like you said, I don't want to start tearing down these players. We're talking about a group of very talented players in the NBA.
Best players in the world.
But I'm looking at going like, okay, what?
I thought Kenny had a good point when he was like, it's interesting because Jaren Jackson Jr. missed a lot more time in the beginning of this season. And he's like, I feel like the criteria for people, it becomes more prisoner of the moment, what they've seen lately, not going off of what happened in the beginning of the season, which is fair. And sometimes I could absolutely see why that is the case. I think it's human reaction. We all are going to do it sometimes. But with this, a little frustrating to see. Again, you look at Jaren Jackson Jr.'s numbers, averaging also 16.5 points per game in those 35 games.
All right. So from an optimistic standpoint,
yes,
there's still a chance.
there's still a chance.
There's still a chance De'Aaron Fox gets named. I think I'm surprised a bit about who made it over him, but ultimately, if he gets in, who cares?
Yeah, I'm with you.
And if he doesn't get in, I'm just surprised. And it doesn't take away from the fact that I'm watching an all-star level player.
Right.
He may not have that noted next to him this year, potentially, I guess, but he's playing at an all-star level.
And anyone that is watching that's just an NBA fan, a basketball fan, that's not actual Sacramento Kings fan, you might be watching going, wow, are these people really that obsessive over these guys becoming all-stars? And what we will tell you is we were wondering the same thing. Why are we so obsessed with this year especially? It's because we're that close, and we haven't been that close to anything in so damn long. So when you are that close, you celebrate those little wins. You get excited. It's all about perspective. It's all about the come up, and we are just appreciating what these guys are doing right in front of our eyes. All-star level talent.
So now we all need to somehow reach out to Adam Silver and be like, hey, if Zion doesn't play, it's got to be Fox. And one of the things you look at is what De'Aaron Fox has done in clutch time. He's first in points with 119. Ooh. He's first in field goal made, first in field goal attempts, and he's shooting 60% during clutch time, which is number one in the NBA. Those numbers are impactful. Those numbers matter, and he had 10 points in last night's fourth quarter in a Kings win over the Spurs. So it's tough, but I think there's still a chance. Also, to sum it up, because I felt like we spent so much time talking about Fox, highlighting the fact that Sabonis is in, and Sacramento got raked over the coals when this trade happened. Sabonis is playing at a high level. He gets in the All-Star game, and the Kings are winning.
You traded an All-Star for an All-Star, and on top of that, both teams took a leap in their entire game. So it's great to see for both organizations, but in Sacramento, it's way better to stay here.
Well, we will have a full rundown on our daily show that airs 11 to 2 p.m. on Sacktown Sports. You can find it at youtube.com/SacktownSports1140. Before you go, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. It helps our channel grow. Make sure you're subscribed. We appreciate your guys' support. We love you guys, but we gots to go.
You're all badass for being here. We'll see you later. See ya!